I have to put a ruler of the synagogue. So I put came a certain from Matthew. So all I have left is ruler. Mark, one of the rulers of the synagogue. Okay, so rulers, yeah, for sure. I might be able to put all of that. There came a certain man named Jairus, one of the rulers of the synagogue. I might be able to put all that. Luke has, and he was a ruler of the synagogue. I think I can put one of the rulers instead of and he was. A ruler of the synagogue is not as inclusive as saying one of the. So I'll do that. From Mark, one of the, and then from all three, ruler, Mark, rulers of the synagogue. That's how Mark ends. Luke ends with and he was a ruler of the synagogue. So of the synagogue is both. Of the synagogue. Mark continues Jairus by name, but I already have that. So skip that. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet. Lots of he's, lots of hims. Luke says, and he fell down at Jesus' feet. Okay, so at Jesus' feet, but I have to add, and when he saw him, because that comes first before he fell down. Matthew, and worshipped him. That's it. And worshipped him. You know, again, I feel like worship is just the act of falling down before, bowing down on your knees. It's not like you are praising him. So I could just put both. He fell and worshipped. Luke, and he fell down. Okay, yeah, Luke has more explanation. He fell down at Jesus' feet and besought him. I need to put and worshipped. And he was a ruler of the synagogue. And he fell down at Jesus' feet. Mark. And when he saw him, he fell at his feet. That's what I can do. And when he saw him, he fell at Jesus' feet. He fell down. Then I could put the and before he fell down, because I'm just saying he fell, like how Mark has it. Down from Luke, at Jesus' feet. And from the beginning of that portion in Luke, which I didn't use, then worshipped from Matthew. That way it's more explained. He fell down and worshipped. He's not tripping, he's bowing in humility. And worshipped him. Oh wait, I don't even need to move that and. There's already an and right here. And worshipped him. Fell down and worshipped at Jesus' feet. And worshipped is already there in Matthew. But I'm going to begin with when he saw him. That is in Mark. And when he saw him, you know what? Luke doesn't say when he saw him. It just says he fell down at Jesus' feet. Afterwards, it goes and besought him, Jesus, that he, Jesus, would come into his house. The first time Jesus is referred to in this verse, Jesus is named. He's not named in this verse in Mark. Behold, there comes one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name, and when he saw him, Jesus, he fell at his, Jesus' feet. Matthew has, while he, Jesus, spoke these things to them, behold, there came a certain ruler and worshipped him. So it's clear Jesus is speaking, but still from Luke. The first time in this event Jesus is mentioned, they put his name. I really want to put his name first. When he saw Jesus, I don't like having to write when he saw him. When he spoke to him, when they spoke to them, all of that. I like it when there's at least one solid reference of who, at least first. So I'm going to actually move the name of Jesus, because it is the first time Jesus is mentioned in Luke. But because I'm adding this section in from Mark, when he saw him, that would be the first time Jesus is mentioned in this sentence. Well, I'm using the sentence from Matthew, while he spoke these things to them. So I could move it all the way up there, but no, I think it fits best right here. So I'm just going to replace that with Jesus from Luke. When he saw Jesus, and I'll put, he fell down at his feet and besought him. That's how I'll have it. And I know there's an apostrophe after Jesus because he's falling down at Jesus's feet, but that's not proper. You just put the apostrophe, not the extra S. But it's not needed here. Would that be changing it? Sort of, just moving the apostrophe? I think it's fine. He fell down at his feet. Oh, that's right, I'm going to put and worshipped. He fell down, or he fell. Down is in Luke. And he fell. And when he saw, you know what? I can put this and as Mark as well as Luke. And when he saw Jesus, Luke has and he fell down. So just he fell is both Mark and Luke. He fell. The word down is only Luke. And worshipped. I am putting that from Matthew. And worshipped. Not just him, but worshipped at his feet. That's from Mark. Luke has down at Jesus' feet, but I already used Jesus, so at is both his, Mark, feet both. And I'm using his instead of him from Matthew, so I'm just leaving out the words from Matthew. Luke continues, and besought him that he would come into his house. And besought him greatly, saying, my little daughter lies at the point of death. Matthew saying, my daughter. Okay, so Matthew and Mark both say he actually says these words. Luke just gives what he's saying, not that he's actually saying it. And besought him that he would come into his house. Okay, so that actually is the first one. And besought him, so and besought is both. Okay, so and besought him greatly has to come next. That he would come into his house. So that's how it has to start. So Matthew just goes right into worshipped him, saying, my daughter's now dead. But between Mark and Luke, and besought him greatly. And besought him. So and besought him is both Mark and Luke. And besought him, and then greatly is Mark only. Saying, my little daughter. But before saying, I have to add from Luke that he's beseeching him to come to his house. And besought him greatly, Luke, that he would come into his house. I'm probably going to have to break up this paragraph. It's turning into a run-on sentence. There came a certain man named Jairus, one of the rulers of the synagogue. That's where a period needs to be. After one of the rulers of the synagogue, there needs to be a period there. Then, and when he saw Jesus, he fell down and worshipped at his feet, besought him greatly that he would come into his house. Yeah, that's where a period needs to be. A certain ruler, comma, and worshipped him. Mark was one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name, semicolon. When he saw him, he fell at his feet, comma, and besought him greatly, saying, comma, lots of commas in Mark. Luke, behold, there came a certain man named Jairus, he was ruler of the synagogue, colon, and he fell down at Jesus' feet, comma, and besought him that he would come into his house, colon, for he had one daughter about the age she lay dying. No period around. How bad is it? Could I just leave it without a period there? I mean, I'd have to add one on my own if I wanted to fix this. I'd have to just put one in there where there isn't one. Yeah, I think I'm going to put one in there. I want to change this to a capital and, beginning of a sentence. Put a period there. I'll put it in the notes that I added that period in order to make it more grammatically correct. Yeah, I think it's all right. And while he spoke these things, behold, there came a certain man named Jairus, one of the rulers of the synagogue. And when he saw Jesus, he fell down and worshipped at his feet, besought him greatly that he would come into his house.